and it's unbelievably eye-opening information that will change the way you use debt and use credit cards and use loans for the rest of your life. So super valuable information. Obviously, if you can just use this single lesson alone to get your next car loan, your next home loan for 1% less of an interest rate, that's going to save you thousands, potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars, which means, you know, your EVG membership at this point is paid for 10 times over just from watching lesson number 6. Now, I want to keep things going, so the last thing that I want to share with you real quick is this resources tab up here in the navigation bar, and unfortunately I don't want to click on that because it is just too private, but I'll tell you what it's about. As we go through these new lessons, like the one on infinite banking with Paul or the one on credit restoration with Anthony, I'm actually going to give you the contact information from the resources and the people that I use and I invest with so that you can participate and follow along in my footsteps if you wish. You know, it's one thing to have access to these kinds of strategies, but you also need to have access to the people who can help you implement them as well. And I don't make any kind of kickback from these guys. I don't make a referral fee from Paul or Anthony or Rob or any of the guys that I introduce you to. I'm simply making their contact information available to you because that's who I've used and that's who I trust for my personal financial needs. Those are the guys I've given my money to and that I would recommend to anybody else that I know, my best friends, my family members, and you guys, okay? And I want you to have access to that as well, and I think that's one of the biggest things that sets the Elevation Group apart from anything else out there. It's not just information, it's the contacts and the Rolodex to take advantage of that information and to implement it and to get the results from it that you want. So, as you can see, this is some of the most valuable info you can get in the world today, and it's all about opportunity. You know, while the rest of the world is focused on problems and everything that's going wrong, the Elevation Group is focused on prosperity, it's focused on abundance, empowerment, and taking advantage of the greatest financial opportunity of our lives. So here's what I'd recommend that you do right now. The private 50% discount that I'm offering you on your Elevation Group membership is going to disappear when the deadline expires below on that timer. I want you to take an entire 30 days to go through every lesson in the members area. If you don't receive 10 to 100 times more value than the insanely tiny price that you paid for all of this information, I've just walked you through only half of it at most, I don't want your money. I want you to click the support button up here at the top, and I want you to request a refund, no questions asked. Okay? I don't want your money unless you think you got the better deal. That's how I do business, all right? Just keep in mind that time is of the essence. The biggest wealth transfer in history is taking place right now, and if you don't think that you're on the front lines, and if you don't believe that this is important or that it applies to you and your family at this very moment, I want you to ask yourself these last few questions. Has the value of your house gone up or down recently? Has the value of your savings gone up, or has it been eaten away by inflation recently? Are you closer to your retirement goals today, or are you further away? Is your job less stable today, or is it more stable? So yes, you are in the game, and so am I, and there's a very good chance that you are losing at this moment, but it does not have to be that way. You can be one of the few people who end up on the winning side of this transfer as long as you know how to do it, and that's what the Elevation Group is going to teach you how to do. So choose the membership option that fits you best and join now before this private 50% discount expires. Personally, I would recommend the annual membership, not only because is it the best deal and that's where you're going to save the most money, financial lesson number 1, but because the Elevation Group is a process. It's not an event, it's a process, and it's a journey that's going to take us around the world together over the next year, and having access to this timely information during these changing times is going to be absolutely critical to your financial future. All you have to do is look at the news headlines to know that. So thank you again for your time today. Thanks for taking this tour with me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the inside. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.